Today I'm gonna show you the upcoming best games for PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and Nintendo Switch. So without further ado, let's get started. Marvel's Spider-Man 2. It will be released on PlayStation 5. One of the most popular PlayStation exclusives of one of the most popular superheroes, a sequel to Marvel's Spider-Man is a no-brainer. Following the well-received Miles Morales expansion, it also makes sense that this time you'll be able to play both Peter Parker and Miles versions of the web slinger as they take on new villains, Caravan the Hunter and fans' favorite Venom. Little else have been revealed so far, though we are hoping for a more interesting shakeup of the open world formula to accompany the already awesome feeling of swinging around the city. With Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse also coming in the cinemas in June, it's looking like a terrific year to be a Spider-Man. And Marvel Spider-Man 2 will be released this autumn 2023. Star Wars Jedi Survivors. Platforms: PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X. Lots of people love Star Wars because they can pretend to be powerful Jedi who use a special laser sword called a lightsaber. In 2019, a game called Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order became really popular because it let players do just that. However, some people thought that the game was too similar to other games like Uncharted and Sekiro. Now, they're going to be a sequel to that game. It will take place 5 years after the first one, and the main character, Cal Kestis, will be more experienced and tough because he have been chased by bad guys for so long. The new game will have better fighting movement and players will be able to use different style of lightsaber combat. But most exciting part is that players will be able to make Cal to do cool things like ride on the back of wild animal. Overall, the new game is going to be a lot of fun and even more exciting than the first one. The releasing date of Star Wars Jedi Survivors is April 28. Up next, Starfield. Platforms: Xbox Series X and PC. Listen up, space explorers. Bethesda, the folks behind the awesome games like Elder Scrolls and Fallout, are launching a new game called Starfield. And get this, its set will be on the outer space and it's gonna be massive. The game was supposed to come out on the November of 2022, but it got delayed. We're hoping this means the game wouldn't have any annoying bugs or won't be like other space games that didn't quite meet the expectation. No Man's Sky. But enough about delays and bugs. In Starfield, you'll be able to create your own sweet spaceship and travel over 1,000 different worlds across the 100 different systems. How cool is that? But wait, there are more. It's not just a space exploration game, it's also about the RPG where you can choose your alliance and fight space pirates. And you get to choose whether you want to play in first or third person view, with a mix of shooter and melee combat. So get ready to blast off and explore the final frontier in the space field. We are not sure yet when this game will be released, but don't you worry, it will be released really soon. You know what's been missing lately? A really awesome fighting game. But fear not, Street Fighter 6 is on the way to save the day. The game will be released on various platforms like PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series S and X, as well as PC. This game is looking super cool with its hyper-real style and easier controls, and early hands on the previous show that is going to be the polished and exciting fighting game. But what's the best part? You get to create your own fighter and take them on a big adventure in the single-player mode or fight it with other players online. And let's not forget about the characters. We've got some classic fighters making a comeback like Chun-Li, who's a cop. Later on, he turned into the Kung Fu Master, who's looking a bit down on his luck. But you also have some new faces like Manon, a French grappling fashionista, a Kimberly, and a graffiti ninja. And have you seen Zangief? That dude's got a mohawk and can powerbomb like a boss. So get ready to kick some ass and take names in Street Fighter 6. It's time to show the world who the ultimate fighting champion is. This game is supposed to be released on June 2nd, 2023, announced by Capcom. Coming up next, Final Fantasy. 2023 is going to be a huge year for us, with not one but 2 new games to be excited about. First up, we have got Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, a new version of classic game that we all know and love. But if you're looking for something completely new and exciting, Final Fantasy 16 is where it's at. Now this game is going to be a different direction with more mature tone inspired by Western fantasy games like War Witcher or God of War. That might be a bit controversial for longtime fans, but we still can expect a huge epic adventure involving crystals and legendary creatures called Acons. You will play as Clive, the main hero, who will have some aliens along the way. But this time, it's a single-player game with a real-time action-oriented combat. And with the battle director behind the Devil May Cry and Dragon's Dogma on board, you will know it's going to be a wild ride. So get ready to dive into the brand new world of the Final Fantasy with FFX6. It's time to experience a new adventure, and let's see what kind of trouble we can get into with Clive and his buddies. The releasing date of this game is June 22nd. Here is a fun fact about Final Fantasy 16. The game's main character, Clive Roosevelt, is voiced by a newcomer actor named Zach Aguilar, who is also known for voice acting the protagonist in anime Demon Slayer or Kimetsu no Yaiba. Final Fantasy 16 makes his first lead role in a major video game. Coming up next, Redfall. The platforms it will be released on the Xbox Series S, X and PC. This game is supposed to be released on May 2nd, 2023. Get ready for a brand new twist on the fighting vampire in the upcoming game Redfall. From the same developers who brought you Deathloop, Redfall takes place in the Massachusetts town that's been taken over a bunch of blood-sucking vampire after a science experiment had gone wrong. But it isn't your typical zombie survival game. Redfall is a completely open-world game where you can play alone or team up with your friends in multiplayer mode, fight against the vampire horde and even some human too. You're gonna have plenty of weapons and skill set to experiment with. But it's the game's characters and world building that will gonna keep you hooked. So sharpen your stakes, pack your garlic and get ready to slay some vampires in Redfall, a game that's sure to be a bloody good time. Ah, the joy of dungeon crawling and loot hoarding, yes! And the better way to satisfying those cravings than with the long-awaited return of the ultimate dungeon crawler itself, Diablo 4. The game will be released on PC, PlayStation 5, PS4 and Xbox, and the releasing date of this game is June 6th. While staying true on its classic top-down gameplay, Diablo 4 now offers a more open-world experience. And don't open the bird's-eye view fool you. The graphics are top-notch with a stunning cinematic cutscenes that will leave you breathless. But the real fun comes with customizing your character's class-based abilities and looks. Want to make your demon hunter look like a fashionable wizard? Go for it! Diablo 4's transmog system lets you make your hero look exactly how you want. A fun fact about Diablo 4 is that the development team has included a feature called Shredded Open World, which means the players will be able to encounter each other's in-game's shredded world and engage in cooperative or competitive activities. Additionally, the game's story and settings are said to be inspired by a real-world historical events and mythology, such as Celtic folklore and Viking culture. Don't miss out the updates and exclusive contents. Subscribe to my channel now and be a part of our community. This is your host Mohammad Mehran from Gaming's Goblet. See you in the next one.